Hi, this is your friend here on YouTube, and I know I've been meaning to tell you this for a long time because I've seen you around, and you're usually standing outside, and I know you really want to, in the heart of your heart, you really want to stop, you want to quit. And this is for people that really want to stop smoking and they've tried everything they know. They've tried gum, they've tried um, hypnotherapy, or they've really tried to quit, they've tried to cut back, and that they can't quit. Now, if you're somebody that can, like, smoke one cigarette once in a while and then, put them away, they have a pack in their house, and they keep in their refrigerator or wrapped up somewhere. Once in a while they'll pull a cigarette out, and they'll take a cigarette out and enjoy their cigarette or their cigar. Then this video really isn't for you, and it's probably going to just waste your time. This is for people that have a love-hate relationship with their cigarettes. Because I know I've been there. I smoked from pretty regularly from the time I was 17 to the time I was 39, 40. That's when I quit. Made up my mind. It was year 2000, and I was sick. I was fed up with smoking. I was just tired of it. It was the shortness of breath. It was the expense of it. It was the hassle. It was the inconvenience and the terrible nicotine withdrawals. And so I finally made up my mind. And what happened to me was I read this book. It was The Art of Living. I have it here on audio, by a fellow named S. N. Goenka, written by William Hart, called The Art of Living. And the book is about a meditation practice which involves the observation of the body. And the first part of the meditation technique deals with the observation of the breath. What one does is one sits still in a comfortable position, maintaining, body posture to where they can maintain alertness. You're not going to fall asleep, but you're sitting up straight in a comfortable chair, and you sit still. You don't move, and your attention is given to your breath. Now, the reason I'm bringing up this book is because I read the book. I got it at a co-op, at a store, when I was shopping for groceries. And I read the book and I tried the exercises. I went to a place where it was private, and I could sit down and not be disturbed, not have a phone with me or somebody, anything distracting me, and dedicate the portion of my time to the exercise that's discussed in the book. And what happened to me was I noticed that I became more and more clear in my thinking, but at the time I still smoked cigarettes, and doing the exercise made me more aware of my breathing. So when I did smoke, it caused a cognitive dissonance, which is that knowing that I'm doing something that I don't really want to do, but I'm doing it anyways. That sort of a feeling. So being, a smoker, between 15 to 20 cigarettes a day, depending upon how stressful my day was, I picked the book up and I read it a few times, and it was really made a lot of sense to me. It was about observations of the body and sensations within the body, and there's some discussion on Gautama Buddha's teaching about meditation. But the technique itself is about meditation more so than about honoring a a person in Buddha. Was an ancient person in ancient times that passed on this teaching. And this course here is about the meditation technique. So what I wanted to do is, they had in the back of the book, it said, don't, if you're serious about the practice and you're practicing meditation, it's recommended that you do take the course, and it's free. So I thought, wow, that's great. And I looked it up on the internet, and it turns out that there was one local that I could go to. I didn't have, I didn't have to go to India, and it was nearby. So I signed up for it, and they accepted my, my wanting to go. So I went, and I remember the last day of my last cigarette that I had. I was in the parking lot there, and I put the cigarette out in the ashtray, and I went and I took the course, and I signed up, and it was a commitment for 10 days. I had to be there for 10 days. You can't leave. They don't recommend you leave. They recommend you stay for the whole course. And they serve vegan food there. And they give you a place to sleep in a dormitory that's comfortable and it's private. And you're required to participate in the sessions of meditation. And they have one area that's specifically set aside for meditating in a hall. The men are on one side and the women are on the other side. And there's a course itinerary. I'll post a link to the website that discusses the course. And it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Now, how many places can you go and get inpatient treatment for free? Medical treatment, it would cost you a lot of money. If you were to look up a place, a hospital, where you go in there and you were in a hospital for 10 days, it would cost a lot of money. Well, this place was free, so I figured, well, if I'm going to go and I'm going to quit smoking, then it's going to be a good place for me to go, because they don't allow tobacco of any kind there. They don't allow music, they don't allow writing, they don't allow, you can't do, you have to follow their strict guidelines about the course. And the first days I was there was really tough. I had to sit, and meditate and think, and then the nicotine urges to smoke, it became depression and a lot of anxiety. I had to get up and I left during you're supposed to sit in the course for an hour. You're supposed to sit still and not move and not get up and leave. So they had the helpers, the assistant teachers, follow me out. Because I was crying and I was getting depressed and I was like getting anxious and feeling this feelings of terror and just overwhelming, just because of the nicotine withdrawal is what it was. So I got through that. After the third or fourth day, it was great. It was wonderful. I got off the nicotine withdrawal and I could smell things and the food tasted wonderful, and I was like, air was clean, and I didn't need it. I didn't need have this craving. It was like I had gone through this process. It was like going through this process of sitting and observing my thoughts and observing the feelings and sensations that I had and the breathing, and it was wonderful. And if anybody out there is really seriously thinking about quitting smoking and they need help and they need to go somewhere that's out of their normal routine, what you should do is just get the book or read through the website really carefully about the technique and about the course and what the course involves. Read it real carefully. And I would recommend that you get the book, The Art of Living by William Hart and S.N. Goenka. I'll give you a link to that. And read it and understand the technique and then go and take the course. Because I think sometimes people have taken the course and they don't really understand what it's about, and they go and they're confused. But when you go, it's a commitment. You commit yourself for 10 days of your life. Now, isn't it worth it? I mean, if you really want to quit smoking, I mean, permanently, stop all of the nicotine and get it all out of your body and break the addiction, then this has worked for me, and I would highly recommend it, that you would go. If you really seriously want to stop smoking permanently, that do it, because what it's going to do is it's going to take you out of your normal routine, and it's going to put you in a place where it's going to force you to have to quit. And you'll get through it, and you'll feel great. You'll feel so wonderful. You'll breathe easier. You'll be happier. You'll live longer. You'll have more money. You'll have more time because you won't have this time you're spending smoking and worrying about your cigarettes and all that all the time. So I would really highly recommend it. If you really get a chance, you add 10 days of your time. It doesn't cost you any money up front. It's free. The only thing they do is after the course is over with, they're going to ask for a donation. You're not obligated to donate anything, but for what it's worth, if you can quit smoking, you know, how much do you spend on your cigarettes? So give a donation if you quit, and if it works for you, and if you do it and it works for you, post a comment on my video and just say, hey, thanks for the referral and it helped me and all that, and then make me feel better that I'm not having wasting my time making the video. So I'm hoping that I'm helping somebody, because this has helped me. It's really helped me. The quitting the smoking was something that I tried over and over again, and I always never could do it on my own, and this helped. So I'd highly recommend it. If you really want to quit, it's worth 10 days of your life for this, and it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is sign up for it and understand what the course is about, what it entails, and what their restrictions are, about taking it. So anyhow, I hope I'm helping somebody out there anyhow. Take care. Bye.